But for us, for this party, for this movement, we look forwards, not back. We look to the next election, not the last. And in 2015, the Westminster election offers a real possibility of putting Scotland in the driving seat. As Labour implodes with an unelectable leader, so the Tories march to the beat of a UKIP drum. And in that lurch to the right lies enormous dangers and risk for Scotland. Exit from the European Union, which would be a disaster for the Scottish people. Deeper, faster spending cuts aimed at the poor. An immigration policy based on the politics of fear. Privatisation of the NHS. Friends, that isn't an example of a strong United Kingdom, a partnership of nations. It's an abhorrent and divisive agenda of which we should have no part. Conference, much has changed, but one thing has remained consistent. When it comes to standing up for Scotland, you cannot trust the Conservative Party. Scots watched open-mouthed on the morning of the 19th September as the Prime Minister walked from Downing Street to face the cameras. He acknowledged the need to implement change in a few short paragraphs before emphasising and moving on to his main position, the need for change in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and adding that all of this must take place in tandem with, and just in case we didn't understand what that meant, at the same pace as the settlement for Scotland. There it was, the screech of the Westminster brakes being applied as the ink on the ballot papers around Scotland was barely dry. It was a cynical, depressing attempt to pander to the Tory backbenches at the expense of Scotland's democratic will. Only David Cameron could take a groundswell for Scottish independence to be a mandate for reform in England. So let the message be very clear from this hall and from this country to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, delay, prevaricate, block or obstruct the implementation of what Scotland was promised, and Scotland will take matters into our own democratic hands.